Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy WattsTV, man, and today we have a topic video. Today we are going to be talking about Nick Fuentes and how he was doxxed, and apparently he has also maced a woman that approached his residence. But before we get into it, please do me a favor, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel, lets me know that you are rocking with the content. Guys, we are trying to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so make sure that you run it up. If you do like the content, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. I will be going live on Twitch tomorrow, Saturday, November 16th at 7:45-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/watts_TV94, and also make sure you join the Discord. I have a link to that in the description down below. Okay, with that being out the way, let's talk about Nick Fuentes. So first off, let me just apologize because I know I'm getting to this topic late, but I know a lot of you were waiting on me to talk about it since I've talked about Nick Fuentes so much in the past. Obviously, you guys know that Donald Trump has been named the next president for the United States. Like, you guys, everybody is aware of this at this point, right? So when news broke out that Trump won the election, Nick Fuentes basically decided to make this tweet that says, "Your body, my choice," which is obviously absolutely disgusting. So to no surprise, when he tweeted this out, everyone saw it. It got a lot of media attention. And let's keep it a buck. Like, it pissed off a lot of people. Obviously, it pissed off a lot of women as well. So as a result of that tweet, it turns out that somehow, some way, someone on the internet actually doxed his real physical address. And it turns out that he lives in Chicago, and people have apparently been sending him things. People apparently have gone to his house, and a 57-year-old named Maria, I believe, Maria Rose, yes, she decided to also be one of those individuals that decided to pay his house a visit. And when she paid his house a visit, he essentially pepper sprayed her and pushed her down the steps. There has been an article that has been put out by Vice that is entitled "I Was Maced by Nick Fuentes." And before we read this article, let me just say this. Usually I have a problem with people doxing other individuals, like real physical addresses, because obviously that's dangerous. You could potentially get that person harmed. Like, it's not okay for you to dox someone else's address. However, do I care that Nick Fuentes' address was doxed? No, I don't care. You know why? Because he's a Nazi. Why would I care about Nick Fuentes' address getting doxed? I don't care. You think I would care if a Nazi's address got doxed? No, I could give two shits. I don't care at all. But what I will say, for those of you who are even thinking about going to his house and doing something stupid, please don't. Please don't. Because obviously, Nick Fuentes is on guard at this point. He knows that his address is out there, and he knows that a lot of people are going to come visit him. So I'm sure he probably thought about buying a firearm if he hasn't already, and I'm sure that he's going to try to defend himself. I do not want anything happening to you guys. I could give two, I don't care about Nick Fuentes, okay? I don't want anything happening to you guys. So if you even thought about it, please do not approach his address. Do not go to his house, all right? Now, if you want to send him something, which a lot of people have already been doing, then whatever. That's your prerogative. But please do not approach this man's house. For your own safety, please don't do that. I don't want you guys being put in danger because you're upset over a tweet. I understand that the tweet was most definitely 100% disgusting, but you guys got to stay safe. Do not go to Nick Fuentes' house, all right? With that out of the way, let's get into the article. All right, we're going to skip around here because the beginning of the article is just basically giving backstory on Nick Fuentes. On the day the election results were announced, a slogan Fuentes posted, "Your body, my choice," spread across X, becoming a symbol of the growing political divide between young men and women in the United States, and the emboldened attitude of online far-right figures like Fuentes. While his fans gleefully shared his post, it also caused mass outrage. News outlets across the United States began reporting on it, and a TikTok trend took hold where young women would film themselves reacting to the audio from a Fuentes stream, in which he says mockingly, "It's not a glass ceiling, it's a ceiling made of effing bricks. There will never be a female president, never." It's not true. It's gonna happen eventually. Fuentes was promptly doxxed, with left-wing accounts sharing his home address on Twitter. People on social media began to joke about pranking Fuentes, or in some cases confronting him with violence. Apparently, this is the woman that decided to approach Nick Fuentes at his residence. It was this national outrage that led to 57-year-old Maria Rose turning up at Fuentes' home on Sunday, November 10th. I spoke to her about what happened, and Maria began the call by showing me the bruises across her right arm and wrist now 2 days after the incident. This was the first question. How did you feel when you first saw his tweet, "Your body, my choice"? She says, a very good percentage of the women that you talk to are rape survivors. So it resonated with me on that level. As a woman myself, we were still kind of reeling from the bad news of the election, you know, so it was just another cherry on top of a Sunday of despair, which is why Nick Fuentes even said what he said in the first place. You guys essentially gave him the reaction that he wanted. He wanted to be covered on the news. He wanted to piss you guys off. And everybody essentially gave him the reaction, because I saw him tweet that and I ignored it. I was like, yeah, that's some stuff that Nick Fuentes would say. So yeah, anyway, it was kind of unremarkable because we know who these individuals are. We know that they tried to inflame, but we also know that this reveals their mentality as well. It's not just trolling, not that that's justifiable. So I guess what I thought was, well, he's a douchebag, and what do you expect? That's basically what I said. I can't say I was surprised or anything like that. Angry but not livid, you know. It's just kind of just another disgusting thing. I mean, yeah, because like it's kind of like Myron on Twitter. Like, I don't necessarily get pissed off at what he says. Like, I'll see him call black people the N-word and I'd be like, yeah, that's Myron. Like, what do you... Water is wet. Like, a fish is gonna swim, a bird is gonna fly, Myron is gonna say the N-word. You know, you just kind of let it roll off of you because you know what to expect. How did you find out about where Fuentes lived? Well, once he got doxxed and his address was out there, he's very atypical of Berwyn. Berwyn is a multicultural inner ring suburb of Chicago, 10 minutes from the inner city border. It's very atypical for someone like that to live there. So I think people were surprised. And then I was seeing a lot of chatter of people saying, well, I'm going to send him dirty diapers, and I'm going to send him dog poo, and I'm going to send him used menstrual products or whatever it was. Gross. I also probably got at least, I don't know, 8 to a dozen messages from friends going, did you know he lives in your town? There was a curiosity among my friends, and admittedly my own curiosity to see, was he getting these deliveries? Were there protesters outside of his house? Was there any kind of like hubbub around his environment? There was also chatter that it wasn't really his house, that he just owned it and was renting it out. I'm sure he probably tried to create that narrative online so people would stop coming to his house. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm naive. I thought maybe he would look through a window, or you see him exiting, or he'd have a mailbox with his name, or that I might see from the public sidewalk if I could confirm it was his address. So I recorded a short video. It wasn't Facebook Live. It was a video that I was going to post to my friends on Facebook. Just basically, this may be his house. There are no deliveries of diapers that I see on the front porch, and I had just finished the video, but as I finished and was taking like a parting picture or two, a woman pulled up in her car, and she was kind of, you could tell she was checking addresses. A blonde woman, probably around my age, just kind of looking out her window, and we kind of shared, you know, eye contact. And she said, is this where that douchebag lives? Something to that effect. Is this where Nick Fuentes lives? And I said, I'm not positive, but I think so. You know, it's possible. So she said something to the effect of, you should ring his doorbell and find out. First of all, what? Bitch, you ring his doorbell and find out. Why are you telling me to do it? Yeah, you should ring his doorbell and found out. And you know what's even dumber? She did it. She did it. Why would you listen to a stranger? Yeah, you should ring her doorbell and find out. Like, what kind of, that's so stupid. It's not probably the most mature, enlightened, smart thing that I've done, but I cannot walk away from a dare. Yeah, that's stupid. You're in your 50s. Like, you're in your 50s talking about dares. You're a grown woman. That's dumb. You literally put your life at risk because you didn't know if that man had a gun or a knife or whatever. And it kind of felt like a dare. So I walked up to the front door. There are no laws in our state, at least against doing that. I mean, no, you're not necessarily, I guess, trespassing. You were literally just walking up to his door and ringing his doorbell. What you were going to do or what you were going to ask, I have no idea. So this is the video that has been going viral of Nick Fuentes essentially pepper spraying this woman.
Hi. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
Wow. It's even crazier because there was no lag time. So this tells me that Fuentes more than likely saw them outside, like talking outside of his residence. But it's just crazy because as soon as she rings the doorbell, he pops up immediately. Like,
Hi.
it wasn't
Oh my
even
God,
2 seconds.
What are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
So I'm also a little confused because why would you take her phone? Why would you do that? But anyway, yeah, he pushed her down the steps and her phone fell out of her hand and it ended up on his porch and he took it inside, which again, I really don't know why you would do that. There were no trespasser signs, no solicitor signs. There was no gate that wasn't open, no fence, you know. I had to clear or anything like that. I am a canvasser as well. I've canvassed for different politicians in the past. If there is a no soliciting sign, I respect that and keep it moving, and there wasn't. So I walked up, and as I was pressing, I hadn't touched the doorbell yet. He flung the door open, and that same move sprayed me with pepper spray or mace or whatever. And as I was kind of like, what? Like, I was just shocked. I didn't think he was actually going to answer the door or be home or any of that. Then what I recall is he put 2 hands on my shoulders and pushed me down the steps. It may have just been 1 hand, but it was definitely a push. I fell. It was just 3 steps, but onto the sidewalk. You know what's crazy? So Nick Fuentes, she may be able to press charges here because it's not like she was being violent. She literally was just trying to ring his doorbell. Like she said, there was no soliciting signs, and he decided to pepper spray her and then push her down the steps. Maybe he could have gotten away with the pepper spray, but he pushed her down the steps. Like, she could have cracked her skull. Like, you don't know. And as I fell and landed, my phone flew out of my hand. I could hear the woman who had kind of dared me to ring his doorbell calling the cops, just like he just pushed her down 3 steps and he's like standing over her. She called the cops right away. Yeah, and you know what she's thinking while she's calling the cops? Yeah, I'm glad I didn't walk up there. I'm glad I made you do it. I'm glad you were dumb enough to listen to me. Like, why would you listen to a stranger? Doesn't make any sense. He grabbed my phone, ran back inside, and dropped the phone on the floor, shut his blinds, and deadbolted. He stomped on my phone, and that was the last you could see of that recording, and the cops came like 10 minutes later. And the ambulance came, and as the ambulance arrived, he went over to talk to Fuentes, who told him no comment and came back. I sat in the ambulance with the EMTs, and they checked my pulse, and my blood pressure, looked at my eyes, and determined I was fine. It was weak spray, or I'm just used to cutting up ghost peppers and habaneros all summer, so I'm fine. I didn't expect him to answer, and then I was saying hi. The spray immediately started. I was going to ask him, why do you feel comfortable saying the things that you say? And it was obvious he was scared, probably extremely paranoid. I don't know if you saw my post, but I'm 5'1". He's not a big man himself, but I'm 57, he's 26. He seemed like someone who had been barricaded in or something like that. He was very kind of sweaty, twitchy, bug-eyed. You know, this is how I would characterize him. He didn't seem calm. Obviously he wasn't calm. You didn't even ring the doorbell and he flung the door open and maced you. I was much more calm than he was, you know, even after getting sprayed. And I'm sure he's going to try to justify that with his address essentially being doxed, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm pretty sure that she could press charges. I'm pretty sure. And have you decided whether you're going to press charges? From what I can understand, I have a number of months to decide, and I'm still trying to decide. I don't want to end up in a gulag now. Trump's elected, but I am going to be consulting with a lawyer. I am between people right now. I want to do something, but I don't know if it's going to be pressing charges. We'll see. So yeah, that's basically what happened in a nutshell. So over on Twitter, shout out to my boy Gadget. He also has been covering this news of Nick Fuentes, and he made this tweet that says, "Bad news for Fuentes fanboys. There are certain conditions in Illinois, the state where Nick Fuentes lives, for the castle doctrine to apply, which allows someone to use deadly force on an intruder. Unfortunately, they don't include I got really frightened when a lady rung my doorbell, so boys, don't go shooting Girl Scouts who ring your doorbells. Facts. So then he decided to take a screenshot of this law, and it says, in contrast, Illinois has a more limited version of the castle doctrine. In Illinois, you have the legal right to use deadly force only if an intruder is engaged in the commission of a forcible felony or enters your home in a violent, riotous, or tumultuous manner. A forcible felony includes murder, aggravated assault, and sexual assault. Your vehicle and workplace are not a part of your castle in Illinois. And a lot of Nick Fuentes meat writers basically have been commenting under this post, and a lot of them have been saying, oh, but pepper spray isn't deadly force. While that's true, a lot of you are forgetting that he pushed her down the steps and all she did was ring the doorbell. So yes, she could potentially press charges or sue. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am very curious to see what the hell is going to happen from here on out. Like I said before, guys, please do not go to strangers' houses to confront them over a tweet. Please don't do that. But also, haha, Nick Fuentes. Again, I don't care that a freaking Nazi is afraid. I don't care that people doxed his address specifically. I don't care. He's not a good person. Would you care if someone doxed a murderer's address that killed a young child? I know it's not the same, but my point is you wouldn't care. I don't care. Would you care if somebody doxed EDP's address? No. So whatever Nick Fuentes is going through right now, whatever anxious feeling he's going through, he absolutely deserves 1000%. I do not care. I said what I said. Again, I do not believe in doxing. I would never dox anyone, even if they were my enemy. But if somebody else decided to dox my enemy, would I care? No. I would just tell you guys not to go to his or her house. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on the situation. Guys, please let me know what you think about this entire situation. But guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this entire situation. Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you disagree? Please let me know in the comments down below. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. Like I said before, we're trying to hit 15K before the year ends. And make sure that you follow me on Twitch, and do not forget to join the Discord. I have a link to those in the description down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.